What is up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. So this is going to be a short video that I feel like addressing because this is going to be a historic moment to think about when it comes to music history. So yesterday on the 10th of April marks 50 years since Paul McCartney had announced his departure of the Beatles. Numerous press reports from different news agents to many of the fans' reactions, and even Paul McCartney was becoming even more dissatisfied with just the overall reaction of the whole experience, which led up to the end of the Beatles. Now, I know I've made videos for a few occasions on some historic moments in the Beatles' career, like 50 years of the rooftop concert to the album cover shoots for the Abbey Road cover art. But I think this moment, even though that it's not really the best of positives, is still very relevant in music history and for the Beatles. Paul McCartney really wanted the Beatles to go back into the return to basics rock and roll sound, like the Please Please Me with the Beatles era, but the tensions between him and John Lennon really deteriorated so bad. Lennon had decided to leave the Beatles without a public announcement, as he was going through his love interest with Yoko Ono and heroin addiction at the time too. George Harrison became pissed off from the rest of the band because they didn't want to work with his own stuff that he had been writing that he would later on use for his solo career, and Ringo Starr became depressed and really disconnected with the messy environment of the whole Beatles' behaviours and tensions pretty much since the era of the White Album. So not only that this is the end of the Beatles at this point in time, I think we should really reflect on how incredible the Beatles were, from being a very basic, simple rock and roll cover style band from the era with Pete Best, and then on to Please Please Me with Ringo Starr, from Please Please Me, and with many future inspirations and stuff they become obsessed with and make future albums in many different styles and ways, from psychedelia to experimental, blues, etc. From records like Revolver to Sgt. Pepper's Magical Mystery Tour, all the way to the very end for the Get Back sessions and the making of the Abbey Road album. 12 studio albums in less than a decade, which is insane. So even though that this is a sad time for the Beatles' history, it's still remarkable that the end of the Beatles is, pretty crazy, that Beatles fans would still talk about it. But to finish the Beatles' legacy by praising them from many of us worldwide and still regard them as the greatest rock band of all time. Let me know what you think about this, guys, in the comments below, because I would like to have some more of the discussion to spread and see your comments about this moment. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.